2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
The buzz is building from the sports-crazed town of Boston. The Pacers. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. Alongside Greg Anthony and Stan Van Gundy, this is Kevin Harlan. David Aldridge will be joining us from the sideline. Let's check out Indiana's starting lineup. The perimeter pairing with Nembhard and Mathurin. Siakam is the 4, and he'll be next to Turner at the 5. And it's Halliburton in the corners. And for the Celtics. And in the front court, Brown and Tatum. White is out there with Evans, and it's Porzingis in at the center position. So, Stan, most teams right now are still trying to capture that rhythm, that right rhythm. To coaches, I'm sure it's obvious who has done that and who is still struggling to get that rhythm.
Absolutely, Kevin. On a team-wide basis and on an individual player basis, you can figure out who really understands what's supposed to be happening on the floor. You can see when a team is flowing and everything is working together. But then the hard part is to be consistent with that night after night.
Siakam outside. Turner up top. Halliburton drives in. And Halliburton slams it in.
When he wants to, Halliburton can get to the hoop. But he is tough to slow down.
Here's Evans. The Pacers pull it in. First chance of the season for them to go up against this Celtics team.
Yeah, and they're hoping for a better showing against this club this season. Last year they came out on the losing end.
And here's Tatum. He'll bring it up for Boston. Let's send it over to David Aldridge, who caught up with head coach Joe Mazzulla. David.
And we talked about Bennedict Mathurin, their confident wing. Coach said guarding Mathurin is a challenge. He's got that it factor. So we've told our guys who are defending him, you have to try to match his intensity. He'll eat you alive. Checking Bennedict Mathurin, never an easy assignment. Kevin?
All right, thank you, David. Just 3 to shoot. The offensive rebound. Halliburton. And the call. Folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, he thought it wasn't a good call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving. And how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
The first one falls. Seems like every time, Greg, we see Tyrese Halliburton, he's wearing a big smile on his face.
Talk about a guy who just loves this game. Halliburton is such an enthusiastic player, and that positive attitude really affects his entire team.
GA, these Boston Celtics are unquestionably a top-tier offensive unit.
Stupendous shooting, excellent instincts with the ball. Yeah, they are a model offense in many ways, making it tough for many teams to keep up with them.
And here's Evans outside, and he's good on the 3-ball.
Yeah, guys, when White's got the ball in his hands, you can count on him to make the right decision.
And the foul called on the great one.
Evan.
That's his first foul.
Personal foul. Second team foul.
Halliburton up top, covered by Evans. And the Pacers can't get it to go.
Well, and even though he couldn't get that one to fall, that's a shot they want him to take.
Yep, that one goes.
Well, White is quietly one of the league's most effective finishers on the drive.
Inside, here's Halliburton. Some solid defense from Brown.
Nice work defensively to contest that shot right at the rim. Nothing easy.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. Here's Nembhard. And he can't stop the run as he misses.
Well, if you give him that shot again, I'm willing to bet he nails it, especially with that lack of defense.
Finding a little rhythm here that they have to like where they're at.
Yeah, you're seeing their offense in a flow. Now it's time for their defense to turn up the heat.
So timeout called here in the first quarter, Indiana. This game coming after a loss against the Pistons.
Rough game defensively. I mean, they lost a lot of the individual matchups, and the help was slow to rotate.
And being slow on your rotations is a killer. There's not a team in the league that won't punish you for that.
Some changes for Boston. Cade is checked in, and it's Drew Holiday in for Derek White. Houston passes to Halliburton. And in this first quarter, about 3 minutes played. And that's collected by Drew Holiday.
In this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Evans outside. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Tyrese Halliburton.
It goes on Tyrese Halliburton.
Personal foul.
Yeah, nice, strong
First
finish
foul.
there. Nearly a three-point opportunity.
The Celtics shooting their first free throws of the night right here.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
That one is off. Jenkins, he's checked in for the Celtics. And he's good on the second. Pacers trail by 9. The pass to Houston. Back to Halliburton. To the middle. Houston passes to Nesmith. Clock at 6. To the wing on the left. Here's Houston. And once again off the mark by Indiana.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
And Evans the basket on the assist by Tatum. And 6 points for the great one.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Wiseman kicks to Halliburton. Indiana again missing.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
Holiday against Halliburton. Here's Jenkins. And again, Boston with the triple.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic. It's a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Timeout called the Pacers.
And just trying to get some traction offensively. Boy, it hasn't been pretty.
Yeah, right now.
Substitution on the court.
Here's Nembhard. Still yet to score. The post pair. Tatum and Porzingis. White in at shooting guard, with Brown playing small forward. And it's Evans in at the point guard position. That's the Boston 5. And the conversation for Porzingis, coach, tends to always come back to health. And what a challenge that has been for him.
Yeah, Kevin, over his career, on average, he's missed about 30 games per season. But that's not an uncommon problem, as you know, for players who stand well over 7 feet tall.
And they're getting points. They're getting stops. And this is how they'd like to play all the time.
Great example of how to build a lead and then sustain it. You win games on both ends of the floor.
It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Thanks, Kevin. The great one in that last game against the Raptors got the job done. He dropped in 38 points, and so much of that damage he does is from long range. Just a fantastic effort for him out on the floor. See if he's got any gas left in the tank for tonight, guys.
Okay, David, thanks. It'll be interesting to see, Greg, how much of that performance carries over to tonight.
And, Kevin, different scenarios call for different measures. I'm sure he'll just try to provide whatever they need for the win.
Well, I'm sure he's coming in with a lot of confidence after last game. He wants that.